Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite things when it comes to makeup, and that is the tools that you use to apply the makeup. So when you think about Michelangelo, he didn't paint the Sistine Chapel with his fingers. I doubt he did. I'm sure he had a great paintbrush to paint that beautiful masterpiece with. So today I'm going to talk about my 3 favorite makeup brushes that I constantly use on my own personal makeup every day. Now obviously there are a ton of makeup brush options out there. So many makeup brands make their own sets of brushes. There's a brush for every little thing that you want to apply on your face, every look you want to make. So I know it gets a little overwhelming for people, and I could definitely show you the 15 brushes I use on my face at one time to do a look, and yes, I can definitely use 15 brushes to do an entire makeup look, but I didn't want to make a video that long today, so I'm really just going to focus on the top 3 that I literally use every day. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll start with one of my favorite eye makeup brushes that I have been using. Now this specific brush is the Stila number 15 dual-sided brush. Now I don't know exactly how long I've had this brush for, but I can probably say it's been at least 10 years that I've used this exact same brush. I have not bought another one. I have re-glued with hot glue the head of each side back on the middle part of the brush to keep it intact, because I just love the way these bristles work on both sides of this brush. So it's a dual-sided brush, which I always think a dual-sided brush is so handy for doing any sort of makeup look, because you don't have to switch between brushes. So this one has one more flat side to it that you can use for underneath the eyebrow bone, that you can really use all over the eyelid if you need to, from lash to crease. You can even do a little crease work with this. It's really just the perfect size. It's nice and small, which I like, because I feel like as I'm getting older, my eyelids are actually getting smaller and a little bit more crepey and crinkly. So I don't need a big fluffy brush that's gonna apply too much eyeshadow all over my eyelid. So this one is like the perfect flat paddle size for my eyelids. And then on the other side, it has more of like the little tapered smudge brush part. Now, this might sound weird, but some of my tapered brushes are really hard and stiff. This one is actually a little bit more easy and flexible, so I can really kind of get in there and do some crease work if I want to really just accentuate my crease. Sometimes if I want to smudge along my lash line, or even just a light coat of eyeshadow underneath the lower lash line, it just smudges everything to perfection. So I can really do an entire eye look with just this one Stila brush. Now I can't believe, because I know I've had it for over 10 years, it's still available. It was kind of hard to find, but I did find it online, so I will link below the link to go order this brush if you're interested in looking for it. But I found it for around $32, which, if you break that down, I'm not a math wizard, but that means each side is worth about $16. So $16 per brush, but you get it in one brush for 32 bucks. I think that's a steal and a win. So this is my first favorite go-to brush, is the Stila number 15 brush. This is actually a newer purchase for me. I've had it for about 2 months now, and I am obsessed with this brush. So this is the Real Techniques setting brush. This brush is only $8, and it is phenomenal, y'all. Like, it is so good. So like it says, it's a setting brush. Online it says it's used for setting powders or highlighters, which I use it for both. I use it for loose powders, like my trusty Laura Mercier translucent powder. I will use it to just set my concealer with loose powder underneath my eye. I also have been known to use it to put on highlighters on my cheekbones and on my nose. But I've also found that it's really, really good at distributing liquid formula concealers, and it just diffuses those liquid concealers underneath my eyes so lovely that I'm almost thinking that I need to order a second one, because again, it's only $8, and use one for my liquid products like my concealers or my cream highlighters, and then one for my powder products, like my powder that I use to set my concealer underneath my eyes. So this is the Real Techniques $8 setting brush, and I just can't say enough about it. It's got just like such a little fluffy head that just disperses the powder so nicely on my skin. Super duper lightweight, and it's pretty in paint. What more can you ask for in a makeup brush? So love this one, highly recommend, 5 stars. And I think when I noticed, I looked on Ulta.com where you can get this. I feel like it had like a perfect 5-star rating, or at least it's 4.5-star rating out of 800 reviews. So you know that this $8 brush is really super uber good. Our last and final brush that I have been using constantly, pretty much every day in my makeup routine, is this one right here. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush. So Putty Blush Brush means this is actually best for creamy blushes, such as this. And I honestly don't love to get my fingers dirty, which I know a lot of makeup artists say that the best tool you can use is your fingertips. I would have to personally disagree with that because I just don't like getting my fingers dirty and I don't like getting stuff underneath my fingernails. So a brush, especially for a cream blush, is ideal. This little brush, first of all, it is only $4. Now you can only get it online because I actually searched in stores that sell e.l.f. like Target and Ulta, and I could never find it. And then finally, once I looked at it online, I realized, oh, they only sell this online. So you have to get it online, but it's $4. It has these nice, soft synthetic bristles, and it just takes the color from your cream blushes and just disperses them onto your skin to where it just makes the color look beautiful, not streaky, and you can just blend it right in on top of your cream makeup or your bare skin, whatever, and it just makes your cream blushes look better than ever. So I am a huge fan of this brush. You can even use it for like highlighting sticks or this blush highlighting duo stick I have from Fenty Beauty. You just rub it on top of the product and then just put it right on your skin. It's awesome, it's amazing. I've been wearing cream blush pretty much every day now that my skin just seems to not want to get moisturized and it can't feel hydrated enough. And so cream blushes is just kind of my go-to look for my cheeks instead of powder blushes. So I have been using this little girl every single day. Highly recommend the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush as well. All right, so that's it for my top 3 makeup brushes that are kind of my ride or die these days that I use pretty much every day I do my makeup. And so let's go through a quick recap. We've got the Stila number 15 dual-sided brush for your eye makeup. Then we have the Real Techniques setting brush, which is good for setting powders, highlighters, and even sometimes putting on your concealer and diffusing it just lovely like an airbrush look underneath your eyes. And then the third one is the e.l.f. Putty Blush Brush, which is fantastic for cream blushes. Now, before I go from today's video, one thing that is very important, that if you want to keep your brushes looking nice and clean and distributing the products nicely and longevity, is you need to know how to wash your makeup brushes. So I did do a YouTube video on that about a year ago, I think, this month, and I will link it below in the description so you can see exactly how I wash all of my makeup brushes. Like I told you in the beginning of the video, I've had this Stila brush for a good 10 years, and the reason that it stuck around so long is because I actually clean it and take care of it. And so it's really easy to clean your makeup brushes. It is a very important step for the longevity of your brushes, so make sure you check the link out for that video below and how I wash my makeup brushes and the one key tool I use to keep them clean, and it's not an expensive makeup cleanser. You might be surprised what I used. All right, so that's it for today's video, y'all. Thanks for sticking around, and maybe this helped you decide maybe a new makeup brush that you need to pick up for yourself. None of them were really all that expensive. I definitely own more expensive makeup brushes, but these ranged between $4 and $32, and I do not think that that is a bad investment whatsoever in your face and how you apply your makeup. So definitely check the links to all of those brushes out in the description below. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, all those other social media outlets out there. Just pick the one that you like the best, and be sure to follow me at Jenny Sue Makeup. And don't forget to hit the like button on this video. That helps all of us YouTubers out, and we really appreciate it if you like our videos. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel as well. And that's it for today's video, y'all. I will see you on the next one. Bye. And I used all 3 makeup brushes on my current look today. Setting powder under the eyes and concealer. This I used for my blush today. And I did my eye makeup with the Stila brush. Used both sides.